G'day, that's Slot Car Guy here, and welcome back to another delivery unboxing. Now, I did receive these a couple of days ago. I've been a bit flat out, so I thought today was a good day to review them. It's a Porsche special. I've got two slot cars in this box. No, it's not a drone. I wish it was, but let's get stuck into it. Let's unbox my latest delivery. Deliver unboxing, and today is a little bit of a Porsche special. I won't give away too much of what's in the box, but I have got two Porsches, and it's not Scalextrics. But let's dive right into it. Open up the box, and as I said, it's not a drone. I really should get a drone, but it's not. And first off the rank is a Ninco, an absolute beautiful Martini liveried. And what's the sticker say? I want to get it right. Porsche 934 Martini. Look at that Martini livery. Now, I'm a huge Ninco fan, so I was happy to get this. The seller was selling a really big collection. These still have the warranty sticker seals on them, hasn't been opened. So this is new old stock. So let's take a quick tour around it. And there you go, there's a sticker telling you what car it is. And the reference number for everyone playing at home is 50613. Absolutely gorgeous slot car, and I do not have this in my collection, so happy days. And I think we'll do a tear down on this one. What's the next one? Now, another beautiful Porsche by Ninco, and this is in the absolute incredible Golf livery, one of my favorite liveries of all time. Both these liveries are absolutely incredible. Now, this is reference number 50488. It's the Porsche 997 Golf livery. What an absolute beautiful looking slot car. Now, I will do a tear down on this on another day, but I will tear down the Martini livery Porsche today. And again, we've got the seals intact, so this is new old stock. Same seller, he was selling up a really big collection. Happy to have this, do not have this in my collection, but let's get stuck into it. Let's do a full review and a tear down of the Martini Porsche. Alrighty, so let's get into the tear down, and I did say it was a factory fresh car, and it was, and I had to actually break the original seals to get into the car itself. So a little bit sad, but you know, for the sake of reviewing the car, I was happy to break a new old stock car. Now, if you haven't received the Ninco before, these bases are quite iconic. This is an older car. If you do know when it was made, please put in the comments. I didn't have a chance to look that up, but I believe Ninco is getting back in the game, so thank God for that. Part of the Ninco Sport series, good series, great series. They've got some nice motors in the range, plus a little bit of detail on the cars themselves. So really good series. If you can grab a Ninco Sport series, jump on them. Now, let's quickly flip it upside down. There is one screw that holds the car onto the base, and that is it. Sometimes it's a screw, sometimes it's actually a wind out, but this is a proper screw. Let's remove the car from the Ninco base, and I've also removed the shell from the chassis, which is two screws, but I'll show you when I do the chassis review. So let's separate them, let's move this, and let's have a closer look at this beautiful body. Now, I'm a huge Porsche fan, and you might get a bit of glare here because it is a nice high gloss silver when the light hits it. But some of these decals are quite impressive. We'll get some Dunlop and Bosch, we've got some Bosch decals on the driver's side and matching on the passenger side. Bit of Dunlop and shell stickers on the rear here. You might not be able to see them because of the glare. I'm just trying to, hopefully you guys can get that. Turn it around. The iconic Martini livery. I like how it's got the insignia on the front there. Big number 8, so we know what car this is. And we've also got Martini down the sides here, which I'll do a zoom in on that. That looks beautiful on the roofline. Passenger side is, let's look at the front again, sorry. These aren't active lights, so no running lights. If you're handy, you'll be able to put your own lights in there, but these have got no lights at all. But I do love that touch of orange around the front. Beautiful looking slot car, absolutely incredible by Ninco, and I'm glad they're back. A little bit of a rubber work on the end here. I like how the bumper's got its own little bit of rubber, which is plastic. We've got indicators in the front, again, not lit up. These are just all for show, but a beautiful looking front. The passenger side is iconic to the driver's side. Nice number 8 on the side with the Martini insignia and the livery. Same stickers on the wheel arches. Now let's talk about the wheel arches. Let's turn that around. Look at those babies. Look at that. Pumped out, like the original car. And let's look at the back here. Beautiful bit of orange work. And does that say Martini? Yeah, it does. Martini Racing in black. Look at that that's a beautiful looking rear of a slot car. Love it how it's got the Martini underneath the rear spoiler as well, or the flick. And then let's talk about that spoiler. Look at the sticker work. It follows down from the roof, comes around into the spoiler. What a beautiful looking slot car, well finished. Now in the internals you might not be able to see too much because it is very black inside. Got a bit of roll cage work, it's a full roll cage car. You can see the crossbar at the rear and you might get a glimpse if I could try and get you in there. There's that fire hydrant right through the back window. Nice little detail in there. Now the figure itself, he's cut off at the bum. It's a weird size figure. He's actually cut off at the bum and his legs are sitting forward. But let's flip that over and have a look. Lots of room underneath, lots of room. So if you want to run lights, if you've got to run a digital chip, you know, a lot of room for wires and stuff in there. And these are the Cockpit Pod. It's not too bad. No legs poke out of there. Like I said, he's cut off at sort of the bum area and it shaves off where his legs are. So not a bad looking shell itself. Really well finished. The paint on this is incredible. So let's remove that and let's talk about this beauty. Now keep in mind, this isn't a new slot car, so you'll see some slot cars out there these days that are a lot thinner. They've got better setups, but let's have a look at it. We've got an inline motor here. It's called a Speeder Plus, and what are we talking? 20.6 RPM. So it's got a nice hot motor in that. Very nice hot motor. Inline, almost center. Very long cam these are. Rear wheel drive. So while we're talking, let's talk about the rear wheel drive mechanisms of this. Lots of beautiful work going on in there. And while we're talking about the rear, what are we? A metal and nylon, I think it is, or metal and plastic gearing. So that might thread over time, but who cares? And we've got active suspension. Let's see if we can get a better view on that. Look at those shocks. Almost replicate shocks. That is cool. So active suspension. We've got lined tread tyres, almost like the F1s of the 2000 era, lined tread tyres. Let's move to the front. This work gets a little bit interesting. So inline motor. Now we've got a button magnet in its own little spot there. Now the issue I see with that is if you want to convert this to digital, that's where you'd normally put the sensor hole. So this would be a very hard car to put digital, but by all means, if you do it, try it, let me know. You can run weights on the side if you're a weighted kind of person, or you can even run bar magnets on the side, but it's cool how it's got its own button magnet in the front end, just in front of the motor. Really cool. So this might be a well-balanced car. And at the front, we've got some more active shocks in red. And they're actually on a bit of a lean. Both shocks are actually on a bit of a lean. So you can see they're just on that slight angle. So I think this car would handle quite well. And then we've got the negative and positive at the front. Now, let's flip it under and have a look. So there's that beautiful Speeder Plus 20.6 RPM motor. This would probably fly. Nice little bit of exhaust work down here. And if I zoom in, a little bit of turbo work too. Look at that remounted turbo. You can see the snail right where that bolt is. Look at that. I love that. I love a bit of a turbo. It's actually quite a unique looking base because where the motor is actually sits closer to the ground. So a little bit of a step underneath here. I don't know if that'll act as like a aero tunnel, but let's just say it doesn't. Now the screws to remove from the base. So you got a rear screw, and I've left them in. You've got a rear screw just in front of the turbo, and you've actually got one, which is sometimes tricky, behind the guide. So you have to turn the guide to get to the screw if you want to take it off the base. You can see the screw is still in there. So it's 2 screws to take it off. Beautiful looking slot car. How does it sit on my Harrell RS track? Beautiful, and that suspension is active. I like it. So beautiful looking slot car. Happy that Ninco's coming back. Huge Ninco collector. These two are a must for my collection. But as always, at that slot car guy on Instagram, please subscribe and follow me. I've got heaps of videos coming. I'm on 3 weeks leave, so expect a heap of deliveries, hopefully. If not, I'll review a heap more of my cars. And I should get the track finished. I've said it all week, I've said it all month, but I should get the track finished. So anyways, guys, be safe, take care, keep on racing. Ciao.